On July 28, 2021, the city of Atlanta was shaken by the gruesome murder of Katie Janness, a 40-year-old bartender and beloved community member. Her murder took place in Piedmont Park, one of the city's most prominent public spaces, transforming a well-known local hangout into a crime scene. The case, filled with disturbing details and unanswered questions, remains one of the most puzzling and heartbreaking unsolved murders in recent years. The violent nature of the attack, the mysterious circumstances, and the fear it instilled in the Atlanta community continue to resonate. Katie Janness was a well-known figure in Atlanta, working as a bartender at a popular Midtown restaurant called Henry's. She was described by friends, family, and colleagues as a kind-hearted, friendly, and creative woman who had a deep love for animals, especially her dog, Bowie. Katie had been in a long-term relationship with her partner, Emma Clark, and the two lived together in Midtown, a vibrant neighborhood in the heart of Atlanta. Katie's life, though not without its challenges, seemed to be one of contentment, surrounded by love and community. Katie was known for her love of nature and frequently took her dog for walks in Piedmont Park, a sprawling green space in the middle of the city. The park is a popular destination for locals and tourists alike, with walking trails, sports fields, and picnic areas. It was a place where Katie felt at ease, never imagining that it would become the site of her violent death. On the evening of July 27, 2021, Katie Janness left her home to take Bowie for a walk in Piedmont Park, as she often did. The evening seemed ordinary, and there was no indication that anything was amiss. However, at around 1 in the morning on July 28, Emma Clark became concerned when Katie failed to return home. After trying to reach her partner multiple times without success, Emma went out to search for her. What Emma found was nothing short of a nightmare. In the early morning hours, she discovered Katie's lifeless body near the entrance of Piedmont Park, close to the intersection of 10th Street and Charles Allen Drive. Bowie, Katie's dog, had also been killed and lay near her. The scene was horrifying, with both Katie and Bowie having suffered severe injuries. Emma immediately called 911, and the police arrived to secure the area. The details of the crime scene shocked not only the authorities but also the broader Atlanta community. Katie Janness had been brutally stabbed to death, and her body was mutilated in ways that indicated extreme rage or a personal vendetta. The word, "fat," was reportedly carved into her body, though this detail was not officially confirmed by law enforcement. Bowie, her loyal companion, had also been viciously attacked and killed, further adding to the brutality of the crime. The scene suggested that the attack was not random, though the lack of clear motives or suspects left investigators grappling for answers. Given the public nature of the location, a well-lit, highly frequented park in a central part of the city, the crime raised serious concerns about safety in Atlanta. The Atlanta Police Department immediately launched an investigation, but despite the high-profile nature of the case, there were few leads. Surveillance footage from nearby cameras in the park did not provide any conclusive evidence, and no witnesses came forward with critical information. Katie's murder remained unsolved, and the public grew increasingly frustrated with the lack of progress in the investigation. The case garnered widespread media attention, with many questioning whether the killer could be someone Katie knew or whether it was the work of a random attacker. Some speculated that the nature of the crime suggested it could have been motivated by hate, possibly linked to Katie's identity as a member of the quiltbag community. However, investigators did not publicly support this theory, and no clear evidence emerged to suggest that hate played a role. The Atlanta community was gripped with fear in the aftermath of Katie's murder. Piedmont Park, typically a place of leisure and relaxation, became a symbol of violence and vulnerability. Residents who frequently used the park for jogging, dog walking, and socializing were left questioning their safety, and local officials ramped up security measures in response. One of the most puzzling aspects of Katie Janness's murder is the sheer lack of answers. Despite extensive investigations, including canvassing the park for evidence, interviewing hundreds of potential witnesses, and reviewing hours of surveillance footage, police have yet to make any arrests. Several theories have emerged regarding the motive and identity of the killer. Some believe that the attack was personal, given the level of violence and mutilation involved. Others suspect that it was a random act of violence perpetrated by a deranged individual. The involvement of Katie's dog Bowie also raises questions about the nature of the crime, as it suggests the killer acted with extreme malice, not only toward Katie but also toward her beloved pet. In an effort to solve the case, the Atlanta Police Department released images of potential persons of interest, though these leads have not led to any breakthroughs. The Federal Bureau of Investigation also became involved in the investigation, adding federal resources to the case in hopes of finding answers. Despite the efforts of law enforcement, Katie's murder remains unsolved, leaving her family, friends, and the broader Atlanta community with a profound sense of loss and unease. Emma Clark, Katie's partner, has been especially vocal in her calls for justice, urging anyone with information to come forward. Katie Janness's murder sent shockwaves through Atlanta, particularly in the Quiltbag community, where Katie was well known and loved. In the weeks following her death, there were vigils held in her honor, with hundreds gathering in Piedmont Park to mourn her loss and demand justice. Many people who had once frequented the park began avoiding it, and the city responded by increasing police patrols and security measures in the area. For Katie's friends and family, the pain of her loss has been compounded by the lack of closure. The failure to identify her killer has left a deep wound, and as time goes on, the pressure on law enforcement to solve the case only increases.